Second graders, I hope you're having a fantastic day. When I first started doing our math lesson for the day, it looked a little bit different, and then I was trying to plug it into different places. And so I'm going to hop around a little bit, but I hope that it will make sense. So I'm going to first show you what your Canvas page looks like, and you're aware because that's how you found this. But you'll scroll down. I hope that you've already counted by fives. Remember, counting is just one of those skills, not super exciting, but very important. Then I'm doing this right now, so this will be the lesson right here. After you watch this lesson, you're going to go over to Pear Deck and complete the interactive slides that look like this. I'll show them to you in a second. Then extra math, and then you will have 3 choices. These are optional, and I will tell you kind of how I foresee that going when you can make that choice. All right, so we have been talking about time. I have my clock. Let me see if I can make my bubble bigger right now. So we have been talking about time. Here is my teacher clock. And we've learned that there are 2 hands on a clock, and a hand isn't like this kind of hand. A hand is these. So there's a hour hand and a minute hand. The hour hand is short, and the minute hand is long. The hours, when we're counting hours, we count them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 24 hours in a day, so our clock goes around or passes the 12 twice. So if I start at 12 o'clock, it goes around all the way. So this would be AM. Our day is divided into AM and PM. AM is the morning. So this is all AM, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then as soon as we hit 12 again, that's what we call noon, or what we think of as lunchtime. And then once it hits noon, we switch from AM to PM, and then it's another 12 hours. So 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., like dinner time, then 8 p.m., maybe you're starting to get ready for bed or wind down, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., I hope you're fast asleep, and then 12 a.m. is when it's super, super dark outside, okay? All right, so we read the minutes by fives. So you can kind of see in the small circle, those are the minutes. And so when we are reading a clock, there's 3 steps. So I'm going to make a time. Okay, so the first step when we read a clock is we look at our short hour hand. And our short hour hand tells us what hour it is. So I notice that my short hour hand is between the 12 and the 1. So it's not quite to the 1 yet, so it's still 12 o'clock. So my hour is 12. Step 2 is I write those 2 dots. Those 2 dots that look like, let me write them so you can see. This. Okay, so I wrote my 12, ... and then it's time for me to write my minutes. So I look at my long minute hand, and I know that when I'm counting minutes, I count by fives. So I wouldn't say 1, 6. That doesn't make sense. It would make sense to go 1, and then to find my minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the time on my clock says 1:30. All right, let's do another one. All right. So I see, so first I need to look at my small hour hand. I see that my small hour hand is between the 2 and the 3. So that means it's still 2 o'clock. So 2, and then I'm going to count by fives to where my long minute hand is pointing. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the time on this clock is 2:25. All right, so now that we have practiced a little bit together, I'm going to shrink my screen again. So you will then head over to Pear Deck. And when you open Pear Deck, it's going to look like this. So we're going to do a warm-up first. We don't want to forget about what we've learned. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to show me the number 634 in standard, expanded, word, and model form. Your prose should be super easy. Remember, standard form is just regular old way to write it. So it's already on here in standard form. Expanded is when you stretch it out and tell me how many hundreds plus how many tens plus how many fours. Word form is when you write it out. I know that's tricky. A lot of people here in person have thought, well, I'm not sure how to spell 100 or 30. Just do your best. Really stretch it out, sound it out. I know that you were pros of that in first grade, so continue doing that. Listen for all the sounds that the letters make, and when you hear the sound that the letter makes, write it down. And then model form is base 10 blocks. You'll do that on your interactive slide. Then on your benchmark that you took, hopefully on Friday, the very first question it asked you was, would you rather? And this is a different one. So would you rather spend 9 days at Urban Air or 1 week? So I forgot the word air. And then why? So first I need to think of, okay, 9 days, 1 week. A week sounds longer, but how many days are in a week? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. So there's only 7 days in 1 week. And I love Urban Air. So I would rather spend 9 days at Urban Air because that would give me 2 more days there. So whenever you're given a would you rather, you want to think that they might be trying to trick you, and it might be involve a little bit more thinking than just thinking you know the answer right away. So really think about it. Think, how many days are in a week? How many days are they saying I could spend there? Does it make sense? All right, then this is a fill in the blank. So the longhand on a clock tells us remember, minutes. So you're going to fill that in. The longhand on the clock tells us the minutes, and the shorthand on the clock tells us the hours. So you're going to fill in hours. All right, then this is your chance to practice telling time on your own. Remember, you're going to look at the shorthand first. That tells us the hours. I already have the 2 dots, so you don't even have to do step 2. And then to find out the minutes, you're going to count by 5s to figure out the minutes. So 5, so this one would be 6. I'd write 6, and then I need to count by 5s to figure out the minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So this isn't pointing right here, but we're doing it to the nearest 5 minutes. So it would be 6:55. All right, same thing. You're going to look at the clock and write the time. Shorthand first, longhand second. When you look at the longhand, you're counting by 5. So you're not writing 9, 1. All right, again. Then for these next 3 slides, you're going to practice drawing the hands yourself. So I see that the time is 7:20. So you're going to use the pencil on the slide. And I want you to make the pencil pretty skinny. I don't want you to use it when it's really thick and fat. And I want you to really make sure that one of your hands is shorter to show hours and one of them is clearly longer to show minutes. If they're the same size, it makes it really hard to tell which one should be hours and which one should be minutes. So really be mindful of that when you're drawing the hands on your clock. So you're going to draw the hands on the clock for 7:20, 8:50. Now if it's 8:50, that means that it's going to be closer to 9, the hour hand. So I would put the hour hand like right here. Not quite to the 9, but definitely not at 8 because 8:50 means it's almost 9. So it's going to be closer to the 9. Then 11 o'clock. And then that will be the end of your slide. or Pear Deck. So then let's hop back over. I know it's really confusing. So Pear Deck, you will have finished that, and then you're going to click on the independent practice. If you can print this, that's awesome. If you can't, you can just write the times on a separate sheet of paper. But you will do that for these 9 questions. You'll write the time. Then you need to do extra math. And then there's 3 options. So here's how I foresee them working. So for the math clock, this is an interactive app that should be in your app portal. So if you want to download it that way, that would be great. If you will get this blank paper, and then if you go down here and press the clock, I want you to do free moving hands. And you can make it bigger. And then practice with a grown-up at your house. They can tell you a time, and then you can practice building it. So, for example, they could say, show me 2:15. So I know that my minute hand, 5, 10, 15, 2:15. Okay. They could say, show me 11:30. So 11:30. So that would just be a fun way to practice you making the time. Or you could do another way. You could have your grown-up make the time and then you write it. So maybe, let me exit out of this real quick. Maybe they do the hands on the clock. And then you write the time. So that would be 1:40. Just another way to practice. All right. Then another one is the Boom Deck. So you may have done Boom Deck as an option before, but there are all these cards. You'll read the time and then press the right answer. And there are 24 of these time-telling cards. Then the last one, this is one that might not work on your iPads. It might be one of those crazy things that's blocked, which is frustrating. But if it does work, it works on mine, but that's not saying anything. It will be the same thing. So it says, look at the clock and select the choice that matches below. So it gives you a time in digital, and then you have to click the correct analog clock. So this is 4:30. So I need to look at all my clocks and pick the right one. So this one says 4:30. So just another way to practice. All right. I hope you enjoy math. I hope it works. Let me know. Good luck.